Top 10 Most Beautiful Gardens in the World. Walking through the beauty of nature is therapeutic. A garden full of flowers and plants can give you solace and tranquility. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Top 10 channel. Today, we are counting down our top picks for the top 10 most beautiful gardens in the world. For this list, we are going to look at majestic gardens all over the world. You will be amazed as to the number of beautiful gardens in the world. Even areas that are mostly covered in deserts have the most beautiful gardens. But before we proceed with our list, please make sure to click on subscribe and hit the notification bell to get updates of our new uploads every week. So, if you're ready to embark on a magical journey to the top 10 beautiful gardens in the world, let's kick it off with the first one on our list. At number 10, Desert Botanical Garden, Phoenix, Arizona, US. The Desert Botanical Garden is a 140-acre garden that has more than 21,000 desert plants from 139 variety of species. It is located in Phoenix City of Arizona and has a beautiful collection of arid land plants. This garden has been famous because of its collection of 169 rare species of desert plants. The Desert Botanical Garden is home to 1,350 types of cactus plants that are mainly from the deserts of southwestern North America. It has well-maintained paved trails that allow you to walk much easier within the garden. A beautiful party of butterflies is welcomed by the garden during the early spring season. The garden has volunteers that will explain to you the different types of desert plants when you visit. You can also see benches in the garden where you can take breaks from walking. The multiple fountains in the garden also add an amazing feature. At number 9, Claude Monet's Garden, Giverny, Northern France. The magnificent Claude Monet's garden is designed by the famous French Impressionist painter Claude Monet. He and his family moved to Giverny in 1883 and immediately fell in love with calm and beautiful place. He loved his life in the place. Inspired by numerous Japanese painting from his collection, Monet decided to renovate his garden. He started renovating his new garden in 1890. He divided his garden into two parts, the flower garden and the water garden. With hard work, he was able to divert the river near his house into a breathtakingly beautiful pond garden that he filled with water lilies. Monet also built a bridge across the bridge. Today, if you visit the place, you can see lots of willows on the bank of the pond. One of the spectacular scenes in the garden are the wisterias that covers the small bridge. The beautiful flowers in the surrounding are also reflected in the clear pond water. The garden is a mix of different flowers from different species. Two of the main attractions in the gardens are the climbing roses and a number of fruit trees. At number 8, Longwood Gardens, Pennsylvania, US. The Longwood Gardens in a 1,077-acre land displays 4.5 acres of greenhouses and 40 magnificent gardens. It is also home to 11,000 different types of trees and plants. The most beautiful attraction in the garden is the 86-acre meadow. The walking trails of the Longwood Garden stretches to over 3 miles and are very well maintained. If in case you need some water break during your visit, the garden also has a number of water resources. The Longwood Gardens also protects many animals including beavers, deer, birds, and butterflies. Its huge conservatory houses 20 indoor gardens and protects 5,500 different types of plants. There are beautiful flowers inside the conservatory which include roses, bonsai, bromeliads, and cacti. The Longwood Gardens also have seasonal performing arts and exhibitions, so if you wish to have the best unforgettable experience while visiting, the exhibitions are based on the flowers that are currently in season. During the event, you can enjoy music concerts, fountain shows, and the mesmerizing fireworks display. Visiting the garden would definitely be worth your time. At number 7, Giardini Botanici, Villa Taranto, Piedmont, Italy. The Villa Taranto Botanical Garden spreads across an impressive 16-acre land that protects 20,000 varieties of plants from thousands of different species. In the garden, you can also see ponds, fountains, waterfalls, terraces, and of course, Italian-style statues. You can enjoy a 4.3-mile walk in the garden. Although it is considered a long walk, you will get a chance to see the beauty of beautiful flowers and other attractions in the garden. The garden includes a vast collection of many tropical plants like lotus, tulips, dahlias, magnolia, camellias, and heathers. You can visit the Villa Taranto for free. To enjoy the full flowers in bloom, you can visit the garden from spring to autumn. The Sea of Dahlias can be seen from July up until October. At number 6, Royal Botanic Garden, Kew, London. The impressive Royal Botanic Garden is a World Heritage Site located in London and covers 326 acres of land. In the garden, you can see 50,000 different species of plants. It was the mother of King George III, Princess Augusta, who had originally designed the garden in 1759, and was joined by Lord Bute, a botanist, and William Aytoun, a gardener. The three of them created a huge, beautiful garden in the 3.6 hectares land in Richmond, London. 20 years later, King George III decided to expand the garden designed by his mother. He sought the help of a famous botanist at that time, Joseph Banks. Banks then collected a huge amount of plants from all over the world and added new gardens. A number of greenhouses were added in the garden in the 19th century. In the Kew Gardens, the most attractive greenhouse is the Palm House and an impressive glass house that houses many tropical rainforest plants. If you visit the gardens, do not miss the chance to see the Princess Wales Conservatory. This greenhouse has 10 different climate zones controlled by the computer. You can also see different types of orchids, carnivorous plants, and desert plants in the conservatory. If you want to see a bird's eye view of the surrounding places, you can do so at its 59 feet high treetop walkway. At number 5, BUTCHART Gardens, British Columbia, Canada. The garden is a natural historic site of Canada and one of the most famous gardens in the world. The garden has exotic flowering plants, theme gardens, and ponds. BUTCHART Gardens is home to 700 varieties of plants and spread across 22 hectares. The garden was once a quarry owned by Robert Pym Butchart. When it was closed in 1909, Robert and his wife, Jenny Butchart, decided to turn the land into a beautiful garden. It was Robert who designed the garden. With the help of a few people and his wife, they worked on the completion of the garden for 12 years. Since 1921, the garden was open to visitors. The magnificent BUTCHART Garden was home to thousands of butterflies, peacocks, parrots, and other birds. The pond in the garden also protects a number of ducks. Part of the attraction of the garden is their light shows, musical nights, and fireworks display. Being in this place would be a lovely treat. At number 4, Nong Nooch Tropical Botanical Garden, Pattaya City, Thailand. If you are planning to have a vacation in Thailand, you should consider visiting Pattaya City and be amazed at their Nong Nooch Botanical Garden. It is a 500-acre botanical garden with the largest display of flowering plants in the country. The garden contains plants from more than 670 native species. This tropical botanical garden has an asymmetrical design that has a 1.1-kilometer long walkway that allows you to explore the wonders of the garden. The orchids, ferns, bonsai, cactuses, and palms are distributed in its individual sections in the garden. Walking through the garden, you can also see perfectly trimmed shrubs. Apart from the beautiful flowers and different varieties of plants that you can see in the Nong Nooch Botanical Garden, you can also enjoy the Thai cultural show, the Care Museum, and the fishing pond, And there is also the famous elephant show. You can also enjoy boat paddling, cycling, and elephant riding in the garden. At number 3, Gardens of Château de Villandry, Indre-et-Loire, France. This popular castle has 6 magnificent gardens that are divided into 6 terraces. The Sun Garden is located in the upper terrace, followed by another terrace that has the water garden, then another terrace that has the ornamental garden, and the last terrace that contains the herb garden. The Sun Garden on the upper terrace is surrounded by the lime trees and houses gorgeous meadow plants. The sun-shaped ornamental pond is located in the garden. The ideal place for relaxation in the Villandry is the water garden. There are beautiful lawn spaces and fountains in the garden, and an ornamental pond can be at the center of the garden. The lower terrace or the herb garden is circular in shape as it symbolized eternity. It contains different aromatic medicinal plants. At number 2, Garden of Versailles, France. The Garden of Versailles in France is the largest gardens and one of the most beautiful in the world. This stunning garden is an example of a formal French garden design that stands across 800 acres of land. The gardens contain hundreds of acres of flower beds, 300 hectares of forest, 35 kilometers of canals, 372 statues, and 600 fountains. It also homes to more than 210,000 flowering plants and 200,000 trees. It was Louis XIV who have commissioned the Garden of Versailles, and it took 40 years to complete it. The garden was as important as the palace. In 1979, UNESCO recognized the palace and gardens of Versailles as a World Heritage. At the lower level of the garden, there is a 1.5-kilometer long Grand Canal that has ash trees, wild cherry trees, and oak trees. A boat trip in the Grand Canal gives you a magical view of the vast gardens. There are also 7.5 acres of orangeries whose main purpose is to protect plants in the winter season. There are also different fountains that feature colossal statues that serve as another Gardens of Versailles. A large number of statues depict mythological characters including Neptune, Ceres, Saturn, Flora, and Cupid. At number 1, Keukenhof, Lees, Netherlands. The Keukenhof, also is known as the Garden of Europe, covers an area of 32 hectares and home to 7 million flowering plants and is considered as the largest flower garden in the world. Among all the gardens in our list, this is the only garden that is open only in spring, which is from late March to late May. It is during this time where millions of tulip flowers are in full bloom. Apart from the stunning tulip bulbs, you can also see hyacinths, narcissi, bluebells, and daffodils. The Keukenhof also presents the world's largest lily show. Every year, the garden also has a different theme. To explore the beauty of the garden, there is a 15-kilometer long walking path. To have a magical view of the garden, you can enjoy the 45-minute long boat ride. There are also many fountains, sculptures, and artworks in the Keukenhof Gardens. So, do you agree on our list? Would you like to visit any of the gardens soon? Let us know by leaving your comments below. Alright, that is it for our list today. If you like this video, just hit share, like, and press subscribe. We upload new and informative content every week, so click the notification bell to get updates once our next video is already uploaded. What type of top 10 videos would you like to see next? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you again for watching, and see you next time.